There's a New York Times story out today or this week, depending on when you're hearing this, but go look it up. And the New York Times, of course, is being dishonest, and they're kind of acting as a defense counsel for the Obama gang being investigated by Durham. So they're investigating the CIA and how they handled Russia interference, and buried in the story is the lead that the Obama White House actually interfered with the Russia interference investigation. And that Obama's emails have been hacked. And so the supposition is, and the conclusion is, that there may have been actually a cover-up orchestrated by the Obama White House. So that's one element of the story. The other element of the story, Durham doesn't seem to be doing a criminal investigation. It looks like he's doing a glorified IG investigation. There's no indication he's doing a criminal investigation. Now, in theory, he could do a glorified IG investigation and then refer people for prosecution. When is that going to happen? Do you have any confidence it will happen? I can hope it will happen, but we see what's happening at the Justice Department. In the case of the Stone case, you know what happened? They had an acting U.S. attorney come in at the last minute, appointed by Barr, who in theory was supervising these Mueller operatives targeting Stone. And they were trying to push for this abusive sentence, and this U.S. attorney, acting U.S. attorney, said no. And they said, well, if you don't agree, we'll pull out of the case. And so he caved and let them file the brief. That's what the reports are. Who's running the Justice Department? And I guarantee you that story goes on all the time. We just had a story last week I told you about. Duncan Hunter, a former Republican congressman, he's former because he had to resign last month, was prosecuted. I think there were 69 criminal charges filed against him and his wife. Basically an absurd indictment. And he and his wife, I think, pled guilty to one minor charge, and he's facing sentencing next month. And one of his issues he tried to raise with the court was that the prosecutors here have it in for me. They're Clintonites. They went to a Clinton fundraiser. And the response from the Justice Department and the Secret Service was they were there to provide advice, prosecutorial advice in case of a security incident, which just sounds absurd on its face. That's just obviously false, but the court bought it. And so we asked about what went on there. We've received the documents for Justice Department emails, thanks to a lawsuit we filed, and they show they weren't there for security. They were there because they wanted to be there. They talk about how fabulous the party was. So all of that implies, A, they lied to the court, and maybe Duncan Hunter shouldn't be facing jail because of that corruption. Attorney General Barr needs to focus on the corruption in his own agency and pay attention to the president's concerns about this.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.